Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. In this video, we will see how to interact with the user. It means that the user will be able to enter data directly. In the previous videos, we initialized the variables with information in our code. Now the user will enter data directly and it will be stored in the variables. So here we go. I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's go to Visual Studio. We are now on our IDE. And we are going to create a program that will allow us to interact with the user. So first of all, we are going to ask the user a question. We type console.writeLine, so we are going to type CWTab. Then we will display the following question in the output window. So put in brackets, what is your first name? Here you can see that we have just displayed the question in the output window. Now we are going to ask the user to enter the name. There is a function that allows us to do this. It's called console.writeLine. This function will allow the user to enter something in the output window. And this function is called blocking, which means that as long as the user does not enter anything, the program will remain blocked. Moreover, this function only deals with strings. So everything you type will be considered as a string. Even if you type a number, it will be considered as a string and not as an int. If you want to transform it into an int to modify this value, you will have to convert it into an int, but no worries, we will talk about this conversion in the next video. For now, let's stick to our user interaction. Now let's run the program to see what it does. As you can see, we have our "what's your first name" question and we can now enter something with our keyboard. For example, we'll write the name Elias and we'll press on the button enter. So what do you see? Indeed, nothing happens. You may wonder why. So in our program, we simply use the function that allows us to interact with the user, but we won't tell it to go and store the value that the user is going to enter and display it to me. That's why when we entered something, nothing happened. So we can go back to our program and store the value that the user will enter in a variable to be able to reuse it and display it later on. We'll create a string variable because, as I previously said, the console.writeLine function only takes over strings. Then we will name it, for example, user, then underscore and name. We will add an equal sign and then we'll assign the value the user will enter. So we'll put the console.writeLine function here and don't forget the semicolon. And to finish, I'm going to display the value that the user has entered. So I will type console.writeLine and in brackets and quotes, I will put a small sentence like "you are" with colon, then outside the quotes, I will put a plus sign and put the variable user, then underscore and name. Therefore, I will launch the program. As a result, we have displayed what is your first name, then I'll choose a first name, Adam for example, and then you can see that it displays "you are Adam." So the program has retrieved the value that the user entered, and then it concatenated it with the string "you are" and displayed it. Now let's go back to our program and I'm going to delay this. I will ask the user to enter what year is it. So I will type console.writeLine, I will type CWTab, then in brackets I will add quotes and write the following question. What year is it? I will create a variable that will store the year that the user will enter. I will put a string I will name year, then an equal sign in the function console.writeLine. Before running the program, I would like to modify this value and add one more year to it to display the next year in the output window. We will be in 2022 if the user typed 2021. So here I'm going to take back the variable, then add an equal sign and type year, and then add +1. This is called incrementing in programming. Then in the next row, I will type console.wordline, and in brackets, I will type next year will be in, I will put a plus sign after the quotation marks. And there, I will put the year variable to which I added 1. Now I will start running the program. It is asking me the question, in what year are we? I will type 2021 and enter it, and you can see that the result we have is strange. Basically here 2021 is considered as a string and you can't add anything to a string. So here it has transformed the 1 into a string and concatenated with 2021. That's why we have this result in the output window. So how can we do this knowing that the console.readline only takes strings as input? Well, we'll have to convert the variable that we store the user's input. We will get the value of a string type to convert it into an int tag. And this will be the subject of the next video. Indeed, in the next video we will learn how to convert a number that the user has entered in string form into an int. I hope my explanation were clear to you and that you enjoyed this video.